What's going on, Ash family? It's your boy Ash back at it again with a new video. As you can see, the lighting is even better in here. We're getting better and better every time we come back to this channel. So, um, Post 2K, my boy, shout out my boy Post 2K, uploaded another video called Jimmy Butler Playoff Jimmy. And if I'm not mistaken, I think in the video he was talking about 2022 or 2023 Jimmy Butler. But with that being said, go ahead and get into the video, man. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish these. With that being said, I'm gonna finish these noodles and let's go ahead and get into the video, man. All right, everybody. Excuse me if I'm a little slow with my words. I'm hot. I took a little extra time. 2023 playoff Jimmy was a psycho. By Post 2K. Shout out my boy Post 2K. Probably some of the best YouTube vids, basketball vids I've probably seen. Editing style. Hey man, keep doing you, bro. Keep doing you. You got a fan of me, man. Got a fan of me, bro. So with that being said, welcome to 2023 playoff Jimmy was a psycho.
It's the 2023 playoffs, and Jimmy Butler is absolutely owning the NBA, or as we like to call him at this time of year, Playoff Jimmy. Butler.
When this nigga, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut him off. When this nigga came and was torching the Bucks round one, I was like, oh no, this is crazy. Because I was like, yo, like, I can't even be mad because the nigga was dead outplaying the teams, bro. Nigga was dead just outplaying the whole team. And I was just like, can't be mad. I can't be mad.
Butler turned into an inferno to beat the #1 seeded Bucks, toyed with the Knicks in round 2, and embarrassed the Celtics as he carried the Heat to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed.
I don't think y'all understand, bro. This nigga did this shit as the 8th. I'm gonna let him talk.
All while unleashing some historical performances and talking trash to anyone in his vicinity. Jimmy was a problem. Despite not winning the title, I don't think we'll ever forget Butler's 2023 playoff run, or see anything like it ever again. An 8th seed in the finals? That's the stuff of legends. Or in this case, that's the stuff of playoff Jimmy.
Jimmy freaking Butler puts it in!
Butler's historic 2023 playoff run was shocking, but considering what he did just a few years earlier, it was almost expected. When Jimmy joined the Miami Heat in 2020, the expectations were for them.
I ain't gonna lie. When this nigga was in the fucking playoffs in 2020, that bubble, that nigga was cooking, brother. I was like, this nigga Jimmy's a certified hooper, man.
To be an
I be
average to
damn,
above
boy.
average team, and that's exactly what happened. They finished the season as the 5th seed, but the playoffs were a whole other story. They crushed the Pacers in round 1 and then sent shockwaves through the NBA as they upset the #1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks in round 2, followed by another stunner over the 3rd seeded Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals. No one saw this coming. Jimmy then went ballistic against the Lakers, showing that he was capable of delivering on the biggest stage. But unfortunately, his heroics weren't enough as they lost to LA in 6. At the end of the day, it was a successful first season for Butler as a Heat, and who knows, maybe they can run it back next year. Nah, I'm lying. In 2021, they got smoked in a rematch against Milwaukee, but it lit a fire under them, and they came back with a vengeance. In 2022, Jimmy and the Heat returned to form, finishing the season as the top seed in the East, and a championship seemed like a true possibility. In the first round, they breezed past Atlanta in 5, Butler tormented the team that picked Tobias Harris over him in 6, and a 2020 Eastern Conference Finals rematch was on.
I don't mean to do this. Let me know down in the comments who y'all think is winning tomorrow. I just lipped this whole thing. I ain't gonna hold you. Let me push this shit back. All right. Why is my shit so fucking high? All right, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like I was saying, let me know in the comments who y'all got tomorrow, man. Game 5, Golden State leads the series 3-1. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's gonna be. Let me see. It's in Houston. It'll be in Houston. Then they got the Timberwolves and Lakers game 5. Timberwolves leading the series, and it's gonna be in LA. It ain't Lakers in 5 no more. So Lakers in 7. Give me Bron. And just in case anybody tries to come in my little video and be like, "Oh, this and this and this," he's 40. All right. Um, yeah, he's 40. Luka's getting over a cold or the flu or some shit, and that is my excuse. Fuck you.
On the horizon. It was Boston and Miami in another war of a series, one that saw the Celtics take a 3-2 series lead, headed back to TD Garden for a game 6. And that's where Jimmy Butler went full 2012 LeBron on the C's.
Back out to Butler. Butler will try a three-pointer. It's good. Good screen. Oh, beautiful spin move inside to Butler and an easy Butler. Butler sneaks it. And pass stolen by Butler. Down, lays it up and in. Finds Butler. Butler turns, fires. It's good. As the shot clock expires, Jimmy Butler. And it's a
This man's editing is so
The dude
fire,
went
bro.
unconscious for 47, 9, 8, and 4, including 17 in the fourth quarter to secure the win and force a game 7 back in Miami. But despite Butler's incredible performance, the Heat didn't carry any of that momentum into game 7, as they found themselves down 13 with 3 minutes to go in the fourth. That is until they caught fire. Out of the blue, Miami went on a white-hot 11-0 run to get themselves within 2. And as Jimmy pulled down a rebound with less than 20 seconds left, he has a chance to tie or take the lead.
Heat can tie for the lead.
Butler risked it all as he pulled up for 3, but it was short, and that's it. Another heartbreaking end to the season for Jimmy and the Heat, just short of the NBA Finals. The 2023 season was a lackluster, up-and-down campaign from Butler and the Heat. In fact, it was so disappointing, it landed them as the 7th seed in the play-in game against Atlanta.
I remember this shit, bro, because now I remember 2023 was the year the Nuggets won. Everybody was talking about how I think the whole thing was like the Bucks were going to win again, right? Because the Bucks were the number 1 seed, and I think Minnesota got bounced around one year, and the Nuggets were the ones who were looking to kind of the best because they swept the Lakers. But what was all this? The fact that they were the 7th seed and like, yo, this year was crazy for Jimmy, bro.
And it only got worse. Jimmy struggled with his shot as Miami got dogged at home in an 11-point loss, sending them to a second play-in game against the Chicago Bulls. Win and get into the playoffs, or lose and the season is over. It was do or die, and thankfully,
That's how I know this video is about to turn up. This man plays the same song every video, but his song is so fire, and every time he does it, every time he plays it, Shout out Post 2K, man. This is probably like my favorite basketball YouTuber ever right now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The Butler showed up. The man served up a clutch 31-point performance with 13 of those in the fourth quarter to clinch a spot in the postseason as the 8th seed. They got in by the skin of their teeth, but bad news is they're facing the number 1 seed Bucks.
Yes, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. Y'all don't
For
understand,
the
bro.
third time in 4 years, Jimmy was facing Milwaukee in the playoffs, and this season was eerily similar to 2020. The underdog Heat, this time as the 8th seed, up against the NBA's overall number 1 seed. Will history repeat itself? Well, in game 1, it looked like it might.
I was hyped, bro. I was like, yes, finally, bro. I was like, finally, man. Giannis is in the playoffs again. Let's go. Bounced down in the first round. Because you know what happened today, right? Today is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. The Bucks got eliminated today in the first round by the fucking Pacers. Wherever Giannis go, I'm going, man.
Butler came out of the gates sizzling with a 24-point first half on the road, and you immediately knew this wasn't just any other 8 seed.
Dame tore
Jimmy
his
would finish
Achilles
the
and
game
shit.
with 35, 5, and 11 in a 13-point win to pull off the Game 1 upset. But the Bucks countered with a dominant performance in Game 2 to tie the series at 1, headed to South Beach, where Butler was feeling good back on home court. He lit it up with a 17-point first quarter, and from that point on, it was wraps. Jimmy has his second 30-piece of the series, and Miami goes up 2-1. This was a stunner. The Heat were supposed to have no chance against the championship contending Bucks, but when you got Butler doing Butler things, I guess anything's possible, and headed into Game 4 with a chance to take a 3-1.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, she bringing us some bad memories, man. This was a rough year. It was a rough year for me, man. I just, man, this was a rough year. Oh, ah, I saw LeBron get swept, and I saw Giannis get swept. Well, not swept, but straight dominated though. Bounced in the first round, man. Bringing up some bad memories, post. Bringing us bad
Series
memories.
lead, he activated playoff Jimmy.
Love a drive by Jimmy. Butler 2 in the second, 22 in the first, and laces one through. Butler around Ingles, up and down, up and down. It's loose. The lead. Jimmy Butler sets up on 3. Butler. Long shot.
Like, I don't fucking know, y'all. Like, this nigga went absolutely fucking crazy, bro. I don't know. This nigga was crazy, bro. I remember I was watching the game and I was like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Because holy, bro. You would have thought this, you really would have thought this nigga was Michael Jordan's son, bro. Nigga came in there and said, this my shit. And it, I couldn't even say he's wrong because that nigga was absolutely cooking our shit, bro. Ah.
Jimmy Butler, a historic 56-point performance in this Game 4.
Playoff Jimmy had it stuck on automatic as he went nuclear for a career-high 56-point performance, the 4th most in NBA playoff history, and it was capped off by a red-hot 21-point fourth quarter that had the building shaking. And not to expose the guy, but Jimmy was doing most of his scoring on Jrue Holiday, one of, if not the best perimeter defender in the league.
Yes, bro. That's I was like, yo. I was like, nah, Drew Holiday, bro. We got Drew Holiday. I was like, we got Brooke Lopez. Trying to think who else we had in that team. Chris Middleton. Obviously, Giannis. I feel like we had someone else. Like, damn, bro. This nigga post.
Yet he was getting fried. Miami goes up 3-1. Back on the road for Game 5, Butler's annihilation of the Bucks didn't slow down at all. The dude popped off for 11 in the first quarter, including a nasty block on Grayson Allen's 3, followed by a two-handed punch
That's
at the other end. He was killing, but in the fourth is when he really turned it on. With 2:30 to go, he muscles in an and one on Brook Lopez for his 35th point of the night, and then screams at Drew Holiday, telling him, "I own you." And just when you thought it couldn't get worse for Holiday, on the very next possession, Butler greens a 3 right in his face to tie the game, and then stares him down. Jimmy had Drew in hell. In fact, he was in his head to such a degree that with a chance to put Milwaukee up 3 with 2 seconds left, Holiday makes just one of 2 free throws to put the Bucks up 2. Butler's master plan was coming together.
Over the top to Butler.
Like dead ass. How the fuck? Like, can you be mad at that? Can you be mad at that? Can you be mad at that? I don't know. The nigga fell and made the shot. That's just pure ball, nigga. That the ball don't lie, bro. Ball don't fucking lie. Ball don't fucking lie. That's one thing I will always say. Ball don't lie. It don't matter if it's a football, a soccer ball, a basketball, or a baseball. Ball don't lie, boy. Ball don't lie. Because whoever is better, the best of the best is gonna shine when the times need it most, man. When they need it, when the team needs it most. The real ballers, the real hoopers is gonna come out when they need to, bro.
Jimmy Butler ties the game with a half second to go. What a play.
Like fell back and made this shit.
Jimmy Butler ties the game with a half second to go. What a play call.
With 0.5 left on the clock, Jimmy Buckets throws in a ridiculous lob while falling down to send the game to overtime. This guy was unreal. In the extra frame, he continues to torture Holiday as he splashes a spinning jumper for his 45th point of the night as he grills him again. This series was over. On some MJ type of energy, Butler averaged a ludicrous 37, 6 and 5 on the series on just absurd efficiency, carrying Miami to make history as they become just the 6th 8 seed to defeat a 1 seed in NBA history. Playoff Jimmy has officially arrived, and he's off to round 2. It was Heat versus Knicks in round 2. And to make things interesting, the last time an 8 seed made the conference finals was when New York beat Miami in 1999. 24 years later, Jimmy was looking to flip the script. In game 1, he stayed hot as he dropped 25, 11 and 4. But with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, it got dicey. On a drive to the basket, Jimmy suffered a major
When this
ankle
nigga got injured, like, oh man. About time. I was like the basketball guys are serving up some true justice around here. They knew that shit was a fluke. It wasn't supposed to happen.
brain, and by his reaction, there's no doubt he's seriously injured. He'd tough it out to play the rest of the game to secure the win and go up 1-0, but that ankle was a major concern. He'd end up missing game 2 as the Knicks pulled out the win to tie the series at 1. And that was it. Jimmy had seen enough. The man made his return in game 3 at home, igniting the crowd with a 20 made his return in game 3 at home, igniting the crowd with a 28-point night. They smoked New York, he was taunting Josh Hart, and the menace was officially back. Miami kept the momentum going in game 4 as Butler delivered a dominant two-way performance to take a 3-1 series lead. And with a chance to close it out in the Big Apple, they stunk it up. So game 6 would have to do the trick. With a 4-point win at home, Butler and the Heat do it again, upsetting the top seed to become just the second team to move on to the conference finals as the 8th seed. And for the cherry on top, they'll have a chance to make history against the team that sent them home 1 year ago. The Heat are back in the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston for the second year in a row, which is funny because Jimmy predicted this.
I'm sorry, I was laughing because I remember that fucking picture. Jaylen Brown. I think Draymond stomped on somebody's face or somebody's head, and Jaylen Brown was right beside him in that fucking mask, and he was looking like, "I'm a editor me. Put the picture on the fucking screen. Do it, nigga."
I think you guys need to cross the threshold.
Figure out a way to be consistent. So we had enough. Next year, we will have enough, and we're going to be right back in the same situation, and we're going to get it done.
Butler knew they'd be back, but the question is, can he stay true to his word and get the job done? Well, in the first quarter of Game 1, the answer would be yes. As part of a 12-point first quarter, he was burying mid-range jumpers, doing his thing around the rim, and talking a lot of trash. He wanted this, and with just over a minute to go in the fourth, with the Heat up 7, Butler got his chance at a do-over.
Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a
Ball don't lie, nigga. Ball don't lie.
On a near carbon copy right-wing 3 that he was short on just a year ago, this time he gets just enough on it to get the bounce over the rim to cap off a flat-out dominant performance to win Game 1. Headed into Game 2, Jimmy had his sights set on stealing another game in Boston, and at the end of the first half with the Heat up 4, it was looking good. But the Seas roared right back in the second, and as Grant Williams hit a 3 halfway through the fourth that put Boston up 9, he gets a little excited. For whatever reason, he gets right in Butler's face and starts running his mouth. Like, what are you doing, bro? Don't you know this is playoff Jimmy?
Williams defends Butler. A bump, the grind, the gyration, and the 2 in the foul. And they're having words. Look at this. Nose to nose. Eye to eye. Williams shot clock at 4. Here he accelerates and finds 2. They gave him the too small sign. Butler drives on Grant Williams, and a 15-footer will tie it at 100. It's an assignment. That's what he wants. Inside for the lead. Got it. That's what he wants. Grant Williams on him.
Butler clapped right back at Grant Williams, scoring 9 consecutive points on his head, while also getting right in his grill, calling him too small, and telling his bench that he can't guard him. It was insanity. Miami is headed back home with a 2-0 series lead thanks to another masterful performance by Jimmy, with 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Thank you, Grant Williams. Back on home soil, they kept their foot on the gas with an overpowering 26-point win to take a 3-0 series lead. And do I gotta remind you that no team has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit? They're 0-150 to be exact.
Final is going to be Boston on top, 116-99. Big win, avoiding elimination. They have been great.
I remember that shit. It's all coming back to me now. It was kind of crazy that it was low-key going to, like, it was low-key looking like, damn, these niggas might have a comeback.
It's off the snap for the 7th game. Tipped in, but the buzzer sounded. The light was on. It'll be reviewed. I don't think he got that in time. Great effort to protect the offensive rebound. Oh, he got rid of it. That's a Celtic win, and we're going to Game 7. The Celtics are going to win. There's a Game 7 back in Boston. Stunned. People here are absolutely stunned.
Like, this was real hoop.
Off an improbable putback buzzer beater by Derek White, the Celtics are forcing a do-or-die Game 7 back in Boston. I can't believe it. Butler and the Heat had all the momentum in the world through the first 3 games, but at the snap of Derek White's fingers, it was all gone. It's gonna take a miracle to muster up a win in Game 7, and a miracle is what they got. From seeming like they were dead in the water, Miami resurrected themselves at the right time in a dominant Game 7
I forgot
performance,
Blake Griffin was on the
beating
fucking
Brakes off the
Celtics in this
Celtics
year.
by 19 on their home court. Butler stayed true to his word from a year ago, carrying the Heat to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed. We were witnessing history. Jimmy's gonna be back on the big stage for the first time since 2020, with an even bigger challenge in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know how this shit went.
And somehow, Miami's in the NBA Finals. Nearly 2 months ago, Jimmy and the Heat were in the play-in game, just 1 loss away from not even making the playoffs. 2 months later, they're here on the big stage against a Denver Nuggets squad on a mission. After a loss in Game 1, Miami stole Game 2 in Denver to tie the series at 1. But sadly, that's all we get. The Nuggets proved to be too much to handle, ending Miami's Cinderella run in 5, as Butler suffered another heartbreaking defeat in the finals. Despite not winning the title, Jimmy Butler's 2023 playoff run will without a doubt go down in history. From iconic moments and performances, to simply watching him upset championship contenders with his style of FU basketball was beyond entertaining. Playoff Jimmy was an experience that will never be forgotten.
It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
What do you want to see happen to fix it?
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon, but
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
probably not.
Butler. Long shot. Over the top to Butler. On the run. Jimmy Butler. Free. Butler with Brogdon. It's a long 3. And good. Jimmy freaking Butler. And they're having words. Look at this. Nose to nose. Eye to eye. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
That shit was fire, man. That shit was fire. Alright, y'all. That was 2023 playoff. Jimmy was a psycho. And I don't think my boy said any lies, man. I gotta give him one on this one, bro. I feel like this one, low-key, might have been better than the Bron one. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bring your boy Ash. I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here. Video should be coming out sometime. I think Thursday. I apologize for not uploading this past weekend. Some things came up here and there and like that. You ain't gonna talk about it. But with that being said, I'm going to get fun out of here. It's been your boy Ash, man. Peace out, y'all.